When God places a good example before you, look at it. When God is placing a picture before you, look at it. When God places someone before you, look at the person. If you choose to look away from that person, that thing that God has placed before you, you will look strange. Many people look strange not because God is not giving them a picture to look at, but because they chose to look away. There is nothing you do wrongly in the spirit that will not affect your posture, your spiritual state. Are you there? But when you see people who are looking strange, it will mean that they are looking away from something they should be looking at. So the instruction is simple. When God places a picture before you, what should you do? Look at it. Don't look away from it. Let me give you an example. There was a time in the Bible where vipers came out and then it attacked the Israelites. The snakes was just biting them. It was a massive, strike from snakes. And then people were dying, many were in pain. And then the Lord told Moses, okay, make the image of a snake and raise it up. Anybody that looks at this will be saved. Some said, well, how can a snake bite us and we are still looking at snake again? Does it make sense? People like that, they died. So those that died in that time were people that refused to look at the image that God was actually putting before them. So maybe you are listening to me now and there's an image the Lord has placed before you that you are not looking at. And you are complaining that you are not growing. You are complaining, why is your spiritual life like this? Others are growing, you are not. The question is, are you looking at the picture that God is painting or not? That's it. Anytime we refuse to play our part, are you there? We miss God's provision. Your growth is in your ability to play your part. God will always make provision for our growth. It is now left for us to take advantage of those things that God has provided for our growth. Are you there? So this is the word of the Lord, a very simple message. When God places a picture before you, look at it. Don't look away from it. Look at it. For some of you, God has placed some people before you that you can follow. People you can learn from who will lead you to Christ. But maybe because of familiarity, you know them, you are close to them, and you are wondering, this person, let me find another person. That's why you are not growing. That's why you are not growing. Sometimes God can bring them close to you because He wants you to see them. But if you are not wise, you still look away because of your familiarity, because you feel you are close to them, because you feel you know all of them. Please be wise. Be wise. And then it is good for you to also understand that the devil can also place pictures before you. So if you see if you notice the devil is putting a picture before you, look away. Are you there? The only picture to look at is the one God is painting. There are some people now, the reason they are not serious with God is because there's somebody in their family who is not also serious with God. And that's the person they are looking at. That's why you see some of these young, little ones, they are not following God. Why? Because maybe their senior brother, they are elderly ones, the elderly ones they have in the family are not following God too. So they follow their path because they are looking at them. You may be listening to me now, and maybe one of your siblings, your elders are not following God. And then you are looking at them. And because you are looking at them, you are looking away from God. No. Whatever picture you look at must be the one God is putting before you. Don't look at anything that is not the will of God. Otherwise, you move away. You look strange. So please take note of that word. If God is placing a picture before you, what should you do? Look at it. God bless you. And if it is not God that's placing the picture before you, what should you do? Look away from it. Maybe you even have people ahead of you who tell you how they have a lot of boyfriends, girlfriends, they have done a lot of abortion. Maybe they are even telling you how they had sex and things like that. And then you too, you are thinking of doing the same thing because you are looking at them. The word of the Lord is coming to you. Look away and look at what God is showing you.